Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not factual. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
An explanation or an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy by sinister and powerful groups, often political in motivation, when other explanations are more probable. This is a conspiracy theory.
For decades, people have come forward claiming to possess knowledge of such theories involving UFOs, JFK, the Illuminati, one world government, man-made climate, and disease. Some are considered outlandish, but some were taken seriously. What if?
What if what we are being told is true, and there really is an agenda to hide the truth about UFOs, disease, climate change, and global domination? Join us as we explore 10 of the most popular conspiracy theories to date on The Truth About Beer and
Welcome to The Truth About Beer.
what was confusing about it?
Just the way I look. Wow.
You look good in black and white.
I look
Yes.
good from the neck up. It's like, cool. All right.
All right, welcome everybody.
Yes, welcome to The Truth About Beer and
What effect it has on us.
True, that is true. And conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories. Theories of conspiracy.
Yes,
Or something like that. Oh my.
that was perhaps the longest intro we've ever done.
By far. And the production values are quite astonishing. I got to be honest.
Well,
The
thank you.
explosion kind of scared me a little bit. And that girl, that poor girl, she had just what an awful infection she must have had. Her voice was so deep.
oh yeah.
And she was clearly a girl. I mean, from the profile.
I actually think it was a dude with just messed up hair. But
No way.
yeah,
Oh,
could
well.
be. I don't know.
And,
Are you talking about the one in the hoodie? Or
No.
the
The
one that was
first one.
talking? It was all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
disguise the
fine.
voice, you know.
I guess that makes sense. Whatever.
We had conversation going on long
Oh,
before the show started.
I know, man. Was people just chatting it up like crazy?
Right?
Yes, and we're welcoming Emily Grace to the panel.
I feel like that's a cover name.
I can see that.
That's a cover name.
She said, "Hi, Papa." What does that mean?
I don't know.
I'm Papa Joey.
Yo, Papa Joey Stay.
Jack, you now have control.
Of what? I'm just kidding.
I saw you.
don't.
I saw you move it.
You have no idea what I'm doing. I bumped it by accident. So if I shut the show down again, it's Keith's fault.
Well, we'll recover somehow.
do.
We'll figure it out.
Hey, we got beer.
We do have beer.
Dude. And it's got a little bit of a citrus flavor to it.
You tried it already?
No,
Damn you.
I heard about it. I heard about it in a movie. Yeah.
Because it's tell us about it.
It tastes like oranges.
Tell us about it there, Keith.
Oranges and beer.
So we've done this brewery before. I don't remember
Yeah,
when,
what did
but we
we-
did.
yeah, I remember
I
we
don't
did.
remember. I think we did. Was it Superstition Mountains or something? I don't know. We've done this brewery before,
Yeah.
but it's Bonehouse Brewing. They're in Fountain Hills, Arizona,
And that's some kick-ass cans.
They do. They're actually kind of their setting is really kind of macabre. Everything is there that's skeletons and revolves around death. So kind of interesting.
Oh, you know what? And I'm noticing something with this skeleton horse that's on here.
Oh no,
He has a trait that could work in tonight's
true.
stories.
That is true.
He's got a tail.
He does it well.
Or he's a
It's
unicorn.
skeleton.
Kind of bony.
Bony ear. I don't know. What are you talking about?
The horse that's on the can.
I'm looking at the horse. What?
Oh, well,
Well,
we'll get to that.
You'll have to find out.
You'll have to find out. Can we talk about how many colors are on this can?
No kidding.
You know how much this thing has to cost to print?
It's beautiful.
Like if this is printed the way they all are with the multi-layer stuff, like that's insane.
You could peel this label off and
Well, we
put
think
it
it's
and
sticker.
frame it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they suck.
Well, it's kind of smart on their end. Don't
Well,
you
it's
think?
smart. Yeah, but I was impressed with how much they were willing to put into the printing of their cans. And now I realize they just made
Well,
stickers.
that's still a pretty expensive sticker.
Yeah, I'm less impressed.
All right.
I'm going to take over control real quick.
You do it.
Just wanted to put up a picture of Bonehouse Brewing.
Oh, good idea. It's a shout out. Bam.
Shout out to Bonehouse right
Wood
there.
and shirts and everything.
Yes.
I like those skulls.
Right?
I feel like there's a theme to that there tap there.
It's like the Nightmare Before Christmas skull, doesn't
yes,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
Pull on one. Get some beer.
It's a full service bar.
It's full service.
They've got, you see, they have the Ouija board up there too.
Yep.
On the,
That'd be a cool
Crazy.
place to go visit. We need
Yeah.
to go do lunch or something up there one day.
we need to. I think I'm going to try this, but I mean, yes, it is a,
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
it is a,
Jack's halfway through.
what they say, a lychee. Was that how you would say that? Lichii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lychee juicy IPA.
Lychee juicy.
That's-
Lychee. Juicy IPA. Yeah. So it would have that fine citrus.
Gross adjectives.
Well,
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Yes.
cheers. Okay.
Jack drank half a glass already.
Bam.
And while we're enjoying this, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes. Ooh, that's good.
Mm.
Look good. It does look good. Tastes good too, guys. Tastes delicious.
Invite your friends.
So you know that Mike the Naked beat Wendy tonight.
That's not very nice. You can get in trouble for that.
He was on like 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Oh, he beat her on the chat.
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
on the
I-
channel.
yeah, words.
Sorry.
Words matter.
Need to clarify.
Words matter. So Mike beat Wendy tonight. Like, that's not very cool. Why are we talking about it?
Need to clarify.
Yes.
I really like this.
That's good, isn't it?
Mhm.
And for Jack to say it's good, he hates beer.
I really do. I really do. This actually is, I could drink a couple of these and that would be really bad for everybody.
Mm.
So I saw Christine was on there. Hey, Jack, you're on there.
I know.
Kathleen was on there. Aragon Stories is on there.
Look at me go. Like,
Wendy.
bum, bum, bum.
I like when Wendy's got a new name. Wendy X, Wendy Clark, Wendy Clark.
Oh,
Oh, Wendy's claiming that she was subservient.
we'll
Let him
call her
be.
that. Wendy Clark. I think
Yes.
that's kind of a cool name.
Live every
Yes,
time.
we are live every Tuesday. Emma.
Super sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't really tell you what the IBUs or the
It doesn't?
ABV.
Probably under the sticker.
Probably. Why am I looking? I got the worst eyesight out of all of us.
Memento mori. What is memento mori? So the language stuff.
I don't know, but it'll cause birth defects
There's
if
an
you're.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't say.
Yeah, it does during pregnancy.
Oh, well,
Beverages.
no.
No.
No, it doesn't.
General, Surgeon General.
Jack,
According
I'm
to the
excited
surgeon
for
But I
General.
approve.
You know,
Whatever
women,
it is.
women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects.
That's it. That's it.
Once you've had the kids, by all means,
drink up.
drink up.
That's a conspiracy
Pound it,
theory.
brother.
Yes, it is.
Pound it, brother.
Pound of butter.
No, pound it, brother.
Oh, you said pound of butter.
No, no.
I was like, what?
I don't think Keith knows what that is. He does.
I don't know.
I don't think he
Watch
does.
those,
He'd be on the floor if he knew because it's hilarious. Pound it, brother. Okay, cool.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Want to go again? Now you're talking.
Heavy Metal Beer Club.
They're on?
You can't.
Yes.
get an outside
Hello.
machine
Oh,
in
yeah.
this.
Yum. Yeah, it is yum.
Yeah, it's very yummy. Who said yum?
I don't know.
Emily's a hard name for me to say.
I'm learning
Well,
this.
Emily Grace. There we go. She's
There's a lot.
gonna beat everybody next week.
There's a lot of
be
disturbing
the first
information on
one.
the side of this can.
Jack's still reading it. Why are you reading the can? We got more disturbing stuff to
Oh,
talk
you
about.
know
Okay,
what?
let's do that.
Emily, you'll be right with me next week.
What?
Actually, because
Why?
I'll be joining the show from your house.
Send me Jack and I will be here.
I don't even know where she lives.
I think so.
Oh, okay, cool. We here. That's good.
What are we all swapping now?
Yeah.
I was out last week. You're out.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
actually, you're gone for 2 weeks, aren't you?
Traveling.
No, I'll
2
just be
weeks or
gone for the
just
1 week.
Okay.
Yeah. So
He's a traveling man.
do it naked. I don't know. Super horror show.
Yeah. Do what naked? Oh, I get it. That was
Do it
directed.
naked.
That was directed to him. Do it naked. Is there another way? I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, conspiracy theories are really weird.
Oh,
What do we got on the list, guys? There's 10 that we're talking about. Right?
There's way
probably
too
more
many.
than probably more than
Are we
that.
going to start with our number 10 or start with our number 1?
We'll start with
Doesn't
well,
matter.
you're gonna confuse the shit out of me.
It's
so
arbitrary.
We'll
It
go to
doesn't
number
matter.
1.
Let's go in order.
We're gonna go back and forth
Oh,
anyway. So
Wow. Yeah.
Numerical order.
I'm just
but not
afraid once we
significance.
get started on one,
we're never going to shut
we're
up.
never going to get off of it.
well, here's the good thing. Though.
I'll set a timer.
The good thing is we can make it a 2-parter if we have to. We can continue.
That's
next
true.
week.
We can make it a whole series if we need to.
It'd probably end up being that.
Yeah.
Or if we want to set a timer and I'll just crap on you the minute that it's time to move subjects. Down for it.
You can do that too, or
I
we
can do it. I
or we
can
can just let
ruin-
it play out. And,
I can ruin it for everybody.
So Super Horror Show asks a really good question. Since
Is Jack naked? Yeah,
since all you can see from the neck up. So
clearly.
Yeah.
If you had any idea what I had on right now, my wife is dying because she's like, "Oh, please don't let him show what he's wearing." I left my house in an awful hurry, so yeah, I'm not fully dressed, or at least not as fully dressed as I would normally be.
that's why he's in a room by himself.
Yeah, they're like, I am not sitting by that guy, which is understandable. It's, you know.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so we digress
all right.
as
So
always. So let's talk about our first one.
Hold on, wait, hold on.
What?
Supple body.
What?
huh?
Just
talking about
assumes
now?
I have a young, supple body.
Who said that?
Super horror show.
Mike. You're scaring me now.
Freaking me out too. Mike's at least more accurate. I don't have a supple body, but I do have a thong.
Andrew, what are grape smugglers?
Thong.
Oh, a thong. Okay. I don't pay attention to men's anatomy when they're in tight clothes.
There's an awful lot of talk about my underwear. People
They usually talk about.
making a lot of
I
assumptions
hear
here.
moose knuckle.
What's really interesting is how accurate you guys are being without having any actual knowledge about this.
Did you
Have you guys been on my Instagram?
I just snorted.
Yes, you did. Well, you said moose knuckle, and it's snort worthy at the very least.
God.
I'm sorry.
Where's
Emily.
Darren?
She's packing a yo-yo.
Okay.
Sorry.
We must move on.
How am I going to recover from that? Oh,
Wrap
shit.
your head around that idea.
Right?
Packing a yo-yo. Okay.
Oh, shit. All right.
Oh,
So let's start with our first one.
all right. One that we're familiar with.
I know you guys, you did some
Number
research on this
10.
too. So I like that, Jack. Number 10.
Number 10.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of fitting to talk about. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
To bring this one up, since our last show or last week's episode, we talked about UFOs being real and all that fun stuff. So
Crying.
that brings the Roswell
crash or cover up.
or cover up.
Doesn't
Yes.
Yeah, because it doesn't count because the crash is not a conspiracy anymore, right?
Well, what they say it is still because they're
So,
still
yeah.
maintaining that it's not a weather balloon, but it was a spy. I mean, when they came back,
Really?
they said it was a spy balloon that, they were.
I thought they'd finally come out and said that it was some sort of craft and that we recovered it and it went.
Well, there was a lot of movies that did, but hey, Jim,
So that's not a real thing. Damn it.
It's still a conspiracy.
did a UFO crash in Kingman in the 40s?
Yeah, it's in my house. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
I think I did read a story about that.
In King?
Yeah, that there was one in Kingman.
So, I mean, the 40s, I mean, that's around the Roswell.
Same time,
Roswell was
yeah.
47, right?
47.
So, what do we want to say about it other
So-
than.
I'll try to get through the facts pretty quick because I know we got to move on to other ones. But William Mac Brazel, a rancher, he discovered the debris on his ranch 30 miles outside of Roswell. Reports say that it was discovered late June, early July. Everything you read about it says that's when he discovered it. So it didn't actually get reported to the news until July 8th, 1947, is when it actually came out and they reported the flying saucer. So once the Army found out about that, they quickly retracted the story and said it was a weather balloon. And I think that only took a day to do. They retracted
Right.
the story.
Hey guys, should we
Oh,
take
no.
that back? Should we stop that? I don't
Right?
know. We got a correction, everybody. That stuff we said yesterday that's total bullshit. It was a balloon, big friggin' balloon
Big weather balloon.
on fire.
But so moving ahead on the timeline, in 1978, Stan Friedman interviewed Jesse Marcel,
Oh,
and he was one of the Air Force,
He was the one that was holding up the balloon.
right?
Or well, the debris.
Which we do have a picture of that.
We know.
we have a
Hello,
picture of the
Amanda.
balloon? Where's it at?
It's in the pictures.
It's under brand,
That's what I was saying.
and
Bet I
it's
can pick
right,
it out.
Oh,
right
you're
there.
you're
You're
Is this
actually
it?
right on it. Look at
That one right there.
Yes,
Bam! Look at this. Look at it, buddy.
That's a famous
It's a guy
picture.
in a bag. It's like, look at my bag I found,
tinfoil.
and they let me bring it home.
So
Wow.
he revealed, Jesse Marcel, you can leave that up for a minute if you
I'm
want,
gonna.
that the weather balloon story was just a cover up. And he had firsthand knowledge of the debris, obviously, because he's sitting there holding it and posing with it.
Look.
And he indicated in the interview that it was nothing like anything from this world. So
Yeah, so he was the one that didn't he take some pieces home with
Yeah.
him, snuck them home, showed them to his kid.
Truth is, it was just Mylar. Nobody had ever
Why?
seen it before.
Mylar.
There's like an I-beam or something that had some funky markings on it.
And didn't it change shape or something? Or it or when
Well,
crushed
when
it,
you
bounced
crush
back?
it, it would just
Right.
yeah,
Right.
would
Mylar.
bounce right back to
Vellum?
which kind of Mylar does that, but
Yeah.
What if it was a vellum Mylar amalgam?
so maybe we
Alloy.
discovered Mylar because of
From
the
the UFO.
crash.
Oh wow, reverse engineering is cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Neat.
So in 1980, a book was released in regards to the stories of civil engineer Grady Barney, who made claim that him and a group of archaeology students encountered part of the wreckage and alien bodies on the plains of St. Augustine before being escorted by Army personnel out of the area. So
Bummer.
they found wreckage, and yeah, I guess that's kind of like showing up at Area 51. You get escorted pretty quick.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
hi,
quick.
what are you doing over here?
Nothing.
I want to see some UFOs.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just trying to find Dairy Queen.
Out in the middle of
What's with all this gear?
white sands and
We really like ice cream. Don't be such a jerk.
So in 1991, Glenn Dennis accounts that he's a mortician. He received 4 or 5 calls from the airbase with questions on body preservation and inquiring about small hermetically sealed caskets. So that's where the whole body recovery comes into play.
Were they not genetically altered little people? Or surgically altered? I'm sorry, surgically
Surgically
altered.
altered.
That's what I'd heard.
They have look like
Uh,
grays.
This is one. No,
No,
this was
the-
one of the things that I'd heard that they
Well,
were.
it wasn't that they said the Russians did
Right.
that
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't
Anyway,
know.
I just thought it had a little level of weird. To
But
it.
see, it still makes everything a conspiracy because why would they order caskets if it was a weather balloon?
It's so fake.
So,
No, I agree because weather balloons don't need to be buried in caskets. Their
Right,
families
no.
don't even care they're gone.
no, they used to just go into a garbage bag and
Yep.
know,
It's like
get
trash.
trashed and get thrown away.
And all the distant families of weather balloons were like, "This is not cool. It's not fair."
That was my uncle.
That's an interesting point, Jim. In 1947, more money was allocated to the Roswell, New Mexico budget than any other time before or since. That's interesting.
Even since that is interesting. So they've had nothing interesting happen in Roswell again. One shot, one trick pony.
No, I was really surprised when we went to Roswell and visited the museum and all that, finding out the big history. Because I really didn't know or understand that that's where the Enola Gay was
Yep.
from.
The what?
The Enola Gay.
The plane that dropped
dropped
off
the-
the
yeah,
bomb.
Dropped the
I'm
big
so
one.
Sorry, so sorry. My bad.
And so,
I heard something
you
different.
know, there's a lot that, I mean, Roswell was really a pretty active
Mhm.
place all along.
A lot of cool
And
diners.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was some small podunk town that, you know,
Right.
so they were famous because a UFO or an unidentified flying
Allegedly.
But
piece
they,
of air balloon fell.
but they did really embrace that though, and that's that when you go
Well,
there,
yeah.
that's all
No,
it is. You know, you have to ask somebody where's the Enola Gay parked at because everything else is aliens. That's all it is. So
What was the name of the air park there, or the Air Force, the
what-
airfield?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll
I
get back
had
to
to
you.
ask.
I'll get back. Does anybody know? Anybody in the audience know?
Come on, somebody.
Hey, Vinny.
Gotta know.
I think I had.
Hey, Vinny.
Mr. Vinny.
Do I have a picture up there, Jack, of the debris?
Possibly. Let's find out.
See if I put it. I don't think I did.
What kind of brie?
No,
It's a
I
cheese,
did
isn't
not.
it? Oh,
I don't see
I
it.
did not
Pretend
put
this
it
is
up there.
I know what that is. Something different.
Yeah.
Well, damn it.
Don't rush ahead.
Why are they trying? Okay, whatever. Oh. What are you doing, Wendy? She's throwing all kinds of sparkly stuff in the chat. It's freaking me out. Like, that's
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to chemtrails.
Yeah, so shh, it's not your turn. So Roswell sucked, and we still don't have answers. But there's lots and lots and lots and lots of theories. What's interesting to me is how many variations of theories on one event there are.
Right.
And then, like I said, if you watch that one channel that's available on streaming, starts with a G, it some of the people they interview on that thing are just really hard to take because they so casually talk about the most ridiculous stuff and involving all these things. So I can't wait to interject all that stuff.
Well, one thing Tim Rice has always said, in our interviews with him, he's always said that since 1947, since the crash, we've really come a long way with technology. So that kind of leads to that theory of reverse engineering what they found.
Well, yeah, it
Right?
kind of does, but then it kind of doesn't because you can figure all of it out from one point. Anyway, we had computers after that, right? Or before that?
After that,
After that,
There's
yeah, I
something
mean,
right
because
with
it was
computers.
So why?
the resistor and
There were only four
Um,
basic components of electronics prior to,
right.
right?
right?
And then we have how many now?
Who knows?
Jeez.
Right. And
Yeah.
all of them are sort of variations on the theme, are they not?
Yeah.
They're all just kind of variations on those
And,
four
and they
things.
just keep making them smaller.
Right. And the
Yeah, so,
microdization, I totally get that. But there again, to me, it's not impossible to believe if we were able to come up with that basics of electricity, which I think we did before that. I could be wrong because I'm not very smart. But if we didn't come up with that beforehand, then yeah, it would all come from a UFO. But the idea that everything that we have now is reverse engineered, it's like we took for friggin' ever. Like, and how did their thing translate into the bulky crap we were using back in the 50s?
Right.
I got this tuna can thing and I put some stuff in it. I bet it's pretty much like that anti-gravity stuff they got.
But like,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
but you said, like you just said, though, what did we have before
Right.
1947?
Yeah,
And how long have we
Yeah.
been in existence up to that point?
Because we have Nazis working on jet propulsion and stuff like this too
Mhm.
at the same time.
Well, that's where all the atomic testing came in for propulsion systems.
Now, did they
But
have a UFO crash of their own over there?
They have stories of their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The Roswell.
And then we stole their technology
Yeah.
and
Well, it was like Werner von Braun
We
said.
stole their scientists.
Burner?
Too.
That's, huh?
We'll call him Burner for the sake of it.
Burner? Is it Burner or
Burner
Mr.
Von Braun.
Mr.
Burner
Braun?
Von
And he said that the technology that we have did not come from us.
Well, now that's funny.
He says it came from
I like this.
other places.
so that the radar systems used at the time caused the crashes near Roswell. Same systems were being used in the Kingman area.
How pissed were the aliens just cruising by like, what the hell?
Well, how come Kingman didn't become that famous? Dang it.
Destroy their ships. Oh, sorry.
Well,
That's
was it
fine.
because of all the atomic testing in New Mexico at the time?
I think so.
And that's why
Yeah, I think that I mean, if there is an alien race and all that, that probably piqued their interest when they saw us making really big bombs.
Yeah.
Say,
Or
what
nobody-
are these people doing?
Or maybe nobody lived in Kingman at the time to report the UFO. Who knows?
I'm telling you, they come out of the water.
I know these names.
No, it's good. I want people to chime in. This is a
No,
this
this
is
is
a audience participation episode. If you guys know some stuff,
Yes.
Jim's full of knowledge.
Stop looking to the skies.
Yeah,
Wendy.
I
Look
think
at the
that's the
oceans.
book, right? I mean, that talks about all this stuff.
The day after Roswell.
Yeah, the day after
Yeah.
Roswell.
Yep.
No nukes and kings. See, this is what's funny. This is another reason why my whole water people thing makes sense to me. Like, because we've seen that they gather on the nuclear stuff. Who would have a better or more of an interest in getting rid of that stuff beings that live here, just underwater.
Mhm.
Anyway,
No, I don't
you know what I'm saying?
fall too far from
Yeah, follow what I'm saying.
your theory there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled.
We're going to bring that underwater point up again
Damn right.
real soon. And
Oh,
another
yeah.
theory we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah. Star Trek with assignment Earth.
I want to go to Boldly Go. Where is that?
Boldly go
Where is to Boldly Go?
where no man's gone before.
Yeah. No, that was a funny thing that I read. Some guy, he always thought that was
A place.
a place to boldly go.
To boldly go, we go.
I want to go to Boldly Go. Where is that?
That's funny.
That's in the northern part.
All right. Are we ready to move on from
Yes, we
Roswell?
are. Next
All right.
topic, number 9.
Number 9.
Sorry.
Wah, wah, wah.
Not really sorry.
Mhm.
So the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's clouded with a lot of conspiracy theories.
I mean, there are so many different groups that they claim could have been responsible. So,
The nice thing is that they've released the documentation to clear all the confusion up.
did they?
Not a chance of doubt. They released a bunch of it, and it was all just a bunch of black lines and shit, and then like just a couple words here, and then black lines. It's like, oh, that's incredibly useful, guys. Thank you very much.
Right.
Who is that asshole that's doing that? It's like, here's all the documents you wanted.
But there's parts you don't really need to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this stuff you don't need.
98%
That,
of
none
the
of
report.
this, none of this, no names, no dates, no time. All right, there you go. Have fun. Super helpful, man. Appreciate that. Gosh, it's so freaking. I don't understand who it is that's watching that and like making sure that. Don't tell them. Just don't give them the whole report. Like, we know it exists. We know there's an entire report, right, that exists on what happened that nobody's allowed to see.
Right.
Who is the guy who still holds the key to that? Because somebody has to have it, right? It
Well,
physically exists somewhere.
Wouldn't that be the shadow government?
I don't friggin' know. If it was a shadow government, I would just say, no, that's not a real thing. It doesn't exist. Instead of here it is, but you can't see any of the stuff that matters.
Right.
Because that's just dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but we're not.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no.
Do it. Do it, Joey.
Well, I got to visit that spot.
The grassy knoll or the
Yeah, the whole area.
Did you do an actual tour, like a walkthrough tour?
We did the tour of the building.
Okay.
I got to stand in the window where they say, Oswald did the shooting and all that good stuff. And when you look at the spots, because they actually have the spots marked on the road,
Right.
where the fire, where they struck the president. And been a pretty amazing shot with an old antiquated weapon like he had. It wasn't a Russian
Rifle, wasn't it?
rifle of some sort, but bolt action. I mean, and that the repetition that he did both shots is almost an impossible feat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think
so-
that's the. I've heard stuff that talks about when they take the sound of the shots that are fired. There's how many? They claim there's 3 shots, right?
Well, there's some theories that say there's 4.
Well, then I've heard that there's less than that, and then it's just reverberation that you're hearing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's there's a lot of
And there's
stuff
there's
that-
all kinds of confusion going on at the same time.
Right.
So,
and it's really easy for me to recognize that I don't know enough about any of that crap to be able to say for certain one way or the other. What's clear is that he got shot.
yeah. And I can even, I'll buy into or accept, that Roswell
Roswell shot
the
John
Roswell
Oswald.
did it.
Oswald.
Oswald,
Jerk.
did it and shot him, but who put him up to it? So that's the real conspiracy theory.
Jim is passionate about his position on this. I can tell. There's a lot of exclamation marks. No, this is what's funny is like whether, whoever pulled the trigger. I mean, conspiracy to what degree? One guy planning on murdering him, I think would count. But then if there were 2 guys or 3 or 4, how deep does it go? Who the hell knows? I don't know. And it doesn't matter because even if it was Oswald by himself that actually did the murder, I don't think he would have done it under his own motivation. I can't imagine that he was like, I'm going to go catch a flick, have a beer. I'm going to go assassinate this guy
Bless you.
No, excuse me. Thank you very much.
in the most ridiculous way possible.
I mean, some of the popular theories were the CIA, shadow government, like I mentioned, military-industrial complex, Cuban exiles.
I love Cubans.
And there's also the whole theory with the decoy hearse and the wound alteration on the body.
Okay, those ones I'm not familiar with. There's another hearse. What was in the second hearse?
One of them was supposedly empty, right? Wasn't that the theory behind it?
I think so.
The one that went to the Air Force One, and then it was an empty casket that was brought on board. Wasn't that the whole theory behind it?
The theory being that he was never killed?
Well, I mean, yeah, well, there was that theory too, that he didn't actually die. It was pretty much a vegetable type of a thing. I remember hearing that story. But as far as motive, though, I say you point your finger at different groups, but you know, what's the motive behind, say, what was the motive behind the CIA doing it? What was JFK up to that they didn't like?
Gold standard.
What?
Nothing.
No. So, I mean, because there were lots of things going on at the time, you know, and bringing up UFOs and stuff. That was one of the theories that, you know, he was wanting to release information on that. So I don't know who would,
I want to look at them.
You know, what government agency, maybe that was the CIA on that one.
Yeah. Well, and then you have, you know, the Cuban Missile Crisis going on at that time.
Right.
And, you know, there's even theories that say that he didn't want the Vietnam War to escalate, and others did. And that's why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
So they could escalate it.
So isn't it crazy that back then you had to murder someone, where now you can just talk some shit about him online and just destroy somebody altogether? Like, yeah, he's a friggin' loser. We all hate him. What did he do? I don't know. He tweeted something. Whatever. Done. That's really cool.
Crazy stuff.
I like Jim's theory there.
But the bankers wanted JFK.
Well, I was going to go with that because he was wanting
that's what I'm talking about.
He was wanting to bring back the silver certificate.
He heard me whisper gold standard.
Yeah, go back to the gold standard. Get rid of the Federal Reserve, which brings in the
money people.
I didn't say that.
Who's that?
Did you say melodic?
You know, the one world order.
Oh, the Uno.
Those guys.
The big freaking Uno. It's so hard. These are the points where these things always start to get like so. I mean, it's just so abstract to me because I just can't. It's hard to wrap my head around the concept of anybody being willing to do any of these things for any level of power or money. Because I like money. It's cool to be influential. It's cool to be popular. But like the idea that you would just enact a genocide because you want to be more. How much money could you possibly want? How big does your yacht have to be? And at what point do you become just the loneliest piece of crap on the planet? Like at some level of wealth, you have to be, I mean, super lonely and then clearly maniacal. What in the hell is the point in living at that? I don't know.
History clearly states that we've.
Oh, I know it happens all the time, but I have no ability to relate to that.
Oh, maybe
because you know, as if my wealth and success goes, I can't imagine me just you know, stiff arming every human being. I mean, we're like, yeah, kiss my ass, you know, it's all mine. I'm gonna, you know, that's just it's a weird turn to take. I know power corrupts. Maybe I never had enough to get corrupted, I guess, but it just seems it's so weird to me. Anyway, whatever. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I just say Vinny nailed it though.
Yeah,
with that.
Everything revolves around power and money.
Yeah, I mean, the more money you have, the more power you have.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like, isn't there a point where it's just boring?
Well, I don't know.
Bill. Tell us all about it, Bill. What's going on?
If you feel like you're a prince and you want to be a king,
you know,
and is that not enough yet?
But this is
just being a prince. You want to be a king.
The cartel guys have a saying that I can't say in Spanish, but essentially breaks down to: it's good to live as a king for any length of time, as opposed to living as a pauper your entire life. So that's why they do the ridiculous stuff that they do. Is just the murderous, crazy, awful life that they live because they'd rather be that, you know, top dog for 5 minutes. That means more than being just a good, whatever, poor person for your entire existence. And that's what machismo and all that crap comes from. And it's like, but they don't get away with it. So like, how come there's another level where it's just this, nobody knows who the hell it is, but it exists and has all this immense power. and it can't be taken out. Like there's got to be somebody who works from this. Like I hate this guy. Just shoot the son of.
You might hate him, but you want what he has.
Right. And you could kill him. Why don't they ever kill these people or expose them? Like they're that powerful that nobody can touch them. I mean, they're human, I assume, or hybrid or whatever. But even then, somebody's got to be able to kill them. Why don't they ever die? And why don't we ever hear about them getting killed? Just because it's taken over by another person or another jerk? I mean, they're employing a ton of people. They have to be, because they can't possibly just do all this on their own. There has to be an entire organization that enacts all of this evil and malevolence that they're capable of and doing. None of those people have a problem with it. They're like, I make a really good living. I've got a great 401k and a dental plan. So yeah, I'm going to just keep on doing what they tell me to do. I can't understand that. There's got to be one guy that's like, this is bullshit, man. I don't know.
But what if there's an ultimate end game for everybody? What if globalism was real? What if that one world economy and one world government? What if that's the end game and all these pieces have to come together in order to achieve that, and everybody's on board with that?
But they're not, and even more so, somebody would be disagreeing with that. I mean, I would, right?
And those people are usually taken out.
Are you okay with it? Of course not.
Right.
You have a job. You go to work. You care about the things you have. Like it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. Again, it could just be my narrow-mindedness or whatever, but I can't conceptualize a big enough group of people. They're like, yep, this is what we're doing. 100%. Even if we got to martial law and all this crazy stuff, there's a vast majority of our military is going to go, nah, we're not doing that shit. You know what I mean? And that's
probably why it hasn't happened yet.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, anyway,
there's a balance somewhere.
Which one are we on? We're on number 9, right?
Pull up Eric on Stories. I can't read the rest of it. I was trying to read what it said.
This one here?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, after he delivered the state of Illinois to JFK with the agreement that they would have an inside track to the White House, JFK went back on his promise.
That's the one I've heard more with the Teamsters and all that stuff. It was
and his brother.
Why Robert got killed too.
Yeah, I mean his brother was going hard and strong after them.
Next in line, and I'm going to do the same crap my brother did because that was stupid.
And I ended up just like him.
Chapo's not in prison.
So I actually didn't put mafia down as a theory, but yeah.
Well, it's part of the JFK thing, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, for the cool kids, anyway.
Did we cover all of them? I'm sure there's probably more.
There's more.
This is tasty.
There's more
reasons,
to it, but we have to move on to the next.
Time just fly by, doesn't
There's
it?
going to be a part 2 to this, I guarantee it.
Time is.
We're going to continue this.
Now we can answer Jack's question.
What was my question?
Maybe. Is that the next one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
So number 7, right?
Number 8 or something.
10, 9, 8. 8. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
The Denver International Airport.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I always heard weird things about it, but I didn't know how crazy when I saw your list,
Yeah, it was like there's
your
an airport
outline there
in
was
Denver.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, it's the largest airport in North America.
Okay.
And it was the first airport built after what? What was the?
Well, it was built in 1995.
Yeah.
And get this, they credit an organization called the New World Airport Commission.
Isn't that crazy?
Some believe it's the headquarters for the Illuminati.
What the living hell are you talking about? They have a headquarters?
Because the dedication plaque that we have a picture of,
I'm going to find it.
has the Freemason symbol on it.
Get the frick out of town.
There.
Oh my gosh, that's a Goldwing symbol.
And you see underneath that, it says the New World Airport Commission.
Wow, you could read that? Damn, that's pretty good.
Because I read it before.
Nothing to see here. New World Airport Commission. Gosh, with that thing there, kind of reminds me of New World. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. It's New World Airport Commission. Legitimate organization since 1994. You get out of here with your awful things you're thinking. You jerk face. And who the hell are these people? The time capsule. Beneath the stone contains messages and memorable. Oh,
Yeah, I did read about
let's
that.
go dig that thing up like right now.
I didn't put enough information.
The
down about
most
that.
worshipful Prince Hallgrim. What the living? I'm just kidding.
So probably more popular than that, though, is the artwork that you find around.
Crazy
it.
artwork.
Yeah. So the picture above it, Jack.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be odd. It's
Well,
gonna be
that's
amazing.
one
Oh
of
my
them.
goodness gracious!
There's all kinds of funky
Yeah,
murals
Holy
all there.
shit balls!
Yeah.
That's in the friggin' airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a little dark, guys. You got
Yeah.
Aladdin getting murdered over here by this
Right.
big ghost Nazi thing. What is this? Like this? It's an escalator of souls. And what's with the rainbow? Oh, the gays. Gotta have the gays involved. The buildings that aren't really buildings. This reminds me of the set.
Well,
they
it's
had.
supposed to depict the apocalypse. That was kind of what that mural was doing.
It's pretty weak.
Now, you mentioned Nazis, which is
Yeah, so I was
which
going
is
to bring up.
interesting because at the very bottom of the picture is there, Jack. No, on the side.
Oh, I know. I don't. Hold on.
The very last picture.
I'm
Go
trying to
go
get down there. I can't do it. There you go. Okay. This one.
There you go. That's
That
the
one.
one.
Oh, guys, you got to freak out.
So the runways.
What the living F? It's a butterfly. Oh, wait. No, there's a different shape that I'm seeing.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing that Indian symbol for peace, except it's at a weird right angle instead of on its corner. It's a swastika. Clearly,
Right.
it's a swastika. Well, that's friggin' disturbing. Like nobody thought about that when they built it. Like, hey guys, kind of like, shut up, Jim. It's a good idea. It just makes sense. Don't be a jerk. But it kind of looks like I know. Just shut up. No one's ever going to notice that. Why would they even notice that? Unless that's what you want to see. You racist bastard. Get back in your cell.
And that's what a lot of people say. A lot of people
Yeah,
say that it does
It's
not
a pretty
depict the
abstract
swastika.
swastika, honestly, when you look at it. Like, this should be much more even. Like, it'd be really easy to make this more swastika-y than they
Probably.
did.
Probably.
That's pretty interpretive dancy of them.
Yeah.
But the airport's said to have
It's more like
many,
an SS.
many underground tunnels that are believed to contain bunkers built for the elite for the apocalypse. And
Right.
Joey, who were those tunnels built by?
First class.
Boy, that would be
Trolls?
the lizard people, the reptilian race,
Oh,
is
let's
what
say
they
something so
say. What?
funny. Letting it go.
You're letting it go? Sure. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm positive. We're doing good.
Oh, there's all kind. Okay. Yeah. Lizard people are hiding underneath the airport and will eventually take over the world.
Why?
I'm telling you the truth.
Why?
It's because
I
an
know it's a
alien
theory.
lizard race poised to take over the United States and subsequently the world.
Are waiting for what? For us to get dumb enough to take over? Or are they just like, why not now? They're gonna wait for us to destroy the environment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I got it.
Right.
Makes sense. Wait until
Well,
they're a little more screwed up. Then we'll take them over. Not right now. Right now. Just eat your flies and be happy.
Well, they can shapeshift and
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
They can drop their tails too. Huh?
Probably.
Probably.
Do they have tails? Do lizard people have tails?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It is a good question. We should ask a
It's-
lizard person. Any
Also-
lizard people
also
in the
says-
chat.
It also says they have slaves that work for them that they keep underground.
Of course, they're lizard people. Why wouldn't they have slaves?
You know what happened to all the missing people and children throughout the world?
Oh, is that where they went?
Interesting theory.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're slaves
I thought they were at
to the lizard, to the reptilian race.
I thought they were on that Pinocchio Island.
Darren came in late, missed the moose knuckle conversation.
Darren, you need to get up earlier.
Trust me, you didn't move. You didn't miss it. It was very, very short.
But
What was that?
did you have something else on it?
Let's talk.
Oh,
I know you got a ton of information.
No, there's all kinds of stuff here.
Right.
There's secret runways that are covered up, and there's 5 buildings, I say, that were built in the wrong place, so they buried them.
What the?
I don't know. I just know it took forever to get that airport open.
Oh, I see.
remember
So there
that.
was really crappy product or project management going on, and somebody decided, you know what? I'm not gonna let this fly. I'm gonna start me some shit. Starts a little newsletter, starts typing all kinds of crap. They buried 4 buildings. Clearly, it's a nefarious deal. It couldn't be that they suck at building stuff. They buried another runway. Ah. So what?
Why'd you sound like Dr. Evil there for a minute?
I don't know. I don't know. It's one of my voices.
I'm going to skip though. I'm going to skip the list because this is going to kind of tie in. And Jack, I'm going to let you elaborate on this.
Oh, that's
after I
please
talk about
do.
this next one. But
Okay. I know what it is.
so we go from Denver Airport to the Malheur Cave in Oregon. Have you heard of this thing?
Maybe.
It's located in the southeast corner of Oregon.
Oh, yes, I have.
3,000 feet, 3,000 foot lava tube that was used by Native Americans and early settlers. In 1968, members of the Masonic Lodge came up with the idea of using the cave as a meeting spot for the first official meeting of the Masons on October 1st, 1938. Now, what's interesting is some believe it's a series of caves that run the entire U.S. and are connected by a series of caves owned by the Freemasons. Now, the reason I wanted to go into that was you brought up a point last week off air that there are tunnels and caves running spanning the entire U.S.
Yeah, well, there's a claim that there's a network of submarine tunnels, waterways that are underneath the continental shelf, that the submarines off our coast can actually get inland to the submarine bases that exist inland. One of our people has to know what I'm talking about as far as the submarine bases. There are like actual signs on the highway that's submarine based, and we're talking about in New Mexico or I can't remember where they are. Anyway, yeah, that one. Have you seen the pictures of those things? You haven't seen the pictures of the caves?
No. Well, this particular cave we have pictures of, yeah, but I haven't seen it.
I didn't look in our brand, but I've looked at those before, and it's funny to me because I can see where a conspiracy theory started because, Masons involved in whatever. But what it looked like to me, just in the pictures that I saw, was like, these guys are like, dude, next bonfire party. I got the spot. He's just going to blow your friggin' mind, man.
Well, if
they built bleachers inside of these tunnels, mind you. It's like,
that's the Mauer Cave.
But if you
it's a party.
go ahead and pull up the pictures, because there's actually a gate covering
this thing,
the opening.
So here's the opening,
Right.
which looks very, 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 very uninspiring because there's nothing. Someone should be holding a quarter or something for scale, because it doesn't look impressive here at all, does it?
No.
How far across and how tall is this? Do you know? Do you have the stats? Well,
no,
thanks to Pantload.
I did not read it. Sorry.
Oh, wait, there's Bigfoot.
Hey,
look at that. Yeah. That's
stop the presses. That's awesome. Floppy rubber feet. All right. And this is the gate to the party den.
Right.
The first grotto known to man was a waterless grotto, so it wasn't nearly as fun. But they had bleachers, low ceilings, cool lighting, lots of writing on the walls. It was interesting. I do wonder if there was any bioluminescence going on. But isn't that's a honey of a gate right there?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what it's made out of. I'm guessing like brass or something. Weren't Masons supposed to be into stonework? How'd they get good at making metal stuff?
Metal.
Maybe they had some Satanists in their clubs.
They needed that to work with the stone.
That is the theory.
We need some metal stuff, man. Well, if you want
It
metal,
cuts stone much faster.
right?
So why put a gate up there?
I know, right? Well, clearly, because your beer garden gets overrun, and then your kegs just run out like way too fast. You gotta keep a flow going.
I did see the picture with the bleachers put in there though, but
Yeah.
it was actually on a video.
There was a
wasn't
crap ton of bleachers, though. It was like rows and rows of like, how many people are you expecting for this freaking
Well, they
party?
were on both sides of the
And
cave too, so it was like
there was no focal point. That's what
it was
bothered
like a
me.
school gymnasium.
right.
Without the gymnasium part. So it's just rows of bleachers kind of looking at nothing. They weren't around the perimeter. They were just down the hallway. I'm like, what are they going to sit there and wait for? Is somebody just doing like the world's shittiest, longest wave? It's like, we're going for a Guinness World Record. Masonic wave.
Right. Masonic wave. I do want to go back. I want to point out another creepy feature of the airport.
Yes.
If you go back to our pictures.
Damn it.
So they put up this horse statue
Oh yeah.
outside the airport.
I think it's at the top.
It's at the top.
I said, oh,
There he is.
look at
His
this.
name is Lucifer.
What the what the hell is going on with his eyes?
So if you
Right?
see them at night, they glow red.
Red.
Perfect.
And so that's when I brought that up on the can.
Aha. Yes, it all makes sense now.
Yes.
But the one on the can is just kind of gross. That one there is really disturbing.
Right?
How
Isn't
big
it
is that thing?
disturbing? It's huge.
and they say that one of the sculptors that worked on it, it fell on him and crushed him.
I figures it's got.
I believe they've
fixed.
taken it down now. I don't think it's there anymore. I thought I read something saying that has since been removed.
Now it's running wild. With the
People have
big
crashed just
red pan in
watching it.
Chicago.
Probably.
Wow, that is it's disturbing.
It's disturbing.
They paid somebody for that.
Almost as bad
And
as the
somebody
picture.
gave their life to make that.
right. That's crazy.
I knew he should have been a sculptor. I got a giant friggin' horse, man. Totally got a place.
It's just
for it.
creepy looking. It's
But
just,
Lucifer.
It's not like who looked at that and went, oh yeah, we got to have this.
some say it was supposed to
Well-
represent one of the 4 horses from the apocalypse.
Still, like how
So-
high was that guy? He's like, dude,
right?
I have the beast for the opening of the airport. What is it? It's this demonic friggin' horse. Its eyes glow red. It's bright friggin' blue. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. We have to get it. How much is it? It's $500,000. It's a total bargain.
Done.
Done. Do they have another one? Just the one. Shit. Get it.
That's funny.
That's ridiculous. Somebody
It matches the art that's
somebody
inside.
agreed this was a good thing to put up at the airport.
Right?
What the F?
We should not afraid to fly.
I mean,
Yeah, you'll have to pull up the murals, Jack. I mean, you can't pull them up here. I mean, that's the only one we have on here, but
Yeah, the other one's crazy.
oh, they're
sometimes-
worse? Did they get worse?
oh,
than
there's
this?
some crazy ones.
See, because
yeah.
like some of the artwork at our airport is even sort of like, really?
Right.
Did we pay for that? Oh, we didn't pay for that.
And they have a gargoyle.
Some of it's crap. Some of it I get, but like this is clearly drug induced. Who the hell wants that anywhere? Let's put it at the airport. That's great, Jimmy. You did a hell of a job. Friggin' who put the boss's nephew in charge of purchasing? Friggin' retard. That's just stupid. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm done. Moving along. What are we talking about now? Next. Are we
Well,
next?
what was that link that Jim put up?
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm having trouble
What was that?
doing this thing. I'm gonna do it here. Jim.
I don't know if we can click on
Bam.
it. It'll mess things up.
He
but-
says, I'm not. Clicking on it.
Tonopah Navy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's where the submarine base is in Tonopah,
I'm guessing.
Arizona, or Nevada.
Nevada. Well, that would make sense because what did you say earlier? Are they all connected to
Oh, the Area 51.
I'm gonna do it. Am I on the?
You're gonna do it?
He's gonna pull it up.
I'm on the Wi-Fi here. I'm gonna see if I can get it on my phone here. Where the
Jack's
hell?
gonna pull it
Hell
up.
did it go? I'm gonna pull it out. Pull it up. Show everybody what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay, wait a minute.
Bronco fan must have.
Right?
must have
That's
made
what I'm
up
talking
those.
about.
They should have used Bronco colors.
Wait a minute. It's in Denver. It makes
What are
sense.
Bronco colors?
We need a Bronco.
Orange and
Make sure that it's ugly as
Yeah,
hell.
orange and
Orange and
white,
blue.
or
No,
orange
blue.
and black, or
The blue
Is it
fits, but
It's
it's
orange
still,
and
it's like it doesn't have to be angry,
Demonic.
aggressive. And, yeah, it's like we need a satanic version. No, don't just give me a freaking horse, man. I want to be frightened, terrified, even.
Heavy Metal says, "What else is in a Masonic temple?" I have
Bricks,
no idea.
bricks, whips, chains,
Demonic horses,
a lot of kilts for some reason. I'm not sure what the kilts is all about.
There's an altar.
orange and blue. Yep,
Everything's all
there is an altar.
Hi, Cam.
Two of the ugliest colors you could put together. Hey, Pam, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm not a Bronco fan either.
That's not
Except
hate.
our logo is
That's
those
not
colors.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Two
the
great
beer, man.
things that go great
Wow.
together. Why don't I have him on
Yeah.
my feed? Oh, what is he on? Oh, Jim's on Facebook's, so I can't see him on my YouTube feed.
Wow.
That's a bunch of crap. I was going to get this thing figured out. Damn it. Well, how do I'm not
You have to type it all in. Sucks.
to type all that in. All right. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. The level of concentration that's going to happen right now. Okay. You can talk amongst yourselves. I'm typing.
All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Next one.
Wait.
Wait.
There was one thing.
More information.
And it had to do with one of the murals. Dun, 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 dun,
Should have
dun.
brought the other one up. I regret not doing that.
So Jim can see my comments. I'm confused.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't on one of the murals, but that is one of the tiles in the Great Hall at the airport
Uh-huh.
that say AU AG. So capital A, little U, capital A,
Like gold.
little G. And so what the conspiracy theory is that they represent a virus known as the Australian antigen, which is said could wipe out the world's population.
Jesus.
So why would they do that?
So they could remember where they put it.
So it's hidden in the airport is a tile with a mining cart etched into it. The mining cart are 4 letters. Well, in the mining cart are 4 letters, which I just told you.
Uh-huh.
And they say they typically, or those two AUAG typically represent the elements of gold and silver.
Gold and silver, right.
But since we're going into dark places,
What else could it be?
I just told you.
Oh.
It's the Australian antigen, which could wipe out the whole world's population. It was released.
An antigen?
Antigen.
Maybe I don't know what an antigen means. I thought the antigen was like something better than poison.
That's an antidote.
Well, this one's down under. It's Australian.
See what I did there?
See what you did.
Set you up. You walked right into it. I'm
Yeah.
a genius.
Bam.
Sorry. So there's an antigen for Australians. It seems like that'd be the place we'd put it, right? Because who could be affected?
Yeah, why not?
Dude, I was in the middle of reading that
I'm
friggin'
sorry.
link. I was halfway through it.
Sorry.
Son of a bitch. Okay, there it is. Hold on. Just give me just another half an hour. and I'll have
He's
it.
determined to get this, isn't he?
I want it because I want to show everybody the neat thing that I saw.
We could just copy and paste it, I guess.
Well, except that I can't copy and paste it into my freaking phone. You ding dong. Otherwise, I would
You
have done
can
that.
text it.
Trust
to
me,
us.
I already tried to do that. I'm like, I'll copy this, and then wait, that's not my fault. Okay, damn it. All right, we're gonna just
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't.
go ahead, move along. Do your thing.
I didn't mean to hold it up.
No, it's cool. I'm-
Go ahead.
Let's see what it finds on that
Let's
one.
figure out what
Go
Jack
ahead.
finds.
Absolutely nothing.
All right, so moving on to the Georgia Guidestones. Built in March 22 of 1980. They're 19 feet tall. They weigh a combined total of, ready for this?
No.
237,746 pounds. They're made of 6 granite slabs. Inscriptions on it include population control, eugenics, and internationalism.
The conspiracy is they still think the Druids built them
When the truth is, the first congressional Congress
in 1980.
Right?
Yeah, 1985.
So some of the inscriptions read on them: maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Interesting.
Most of this is tattooed on Bill Gates' back.
Avoid petty laws and useless officials.
What's wrong with petty?
Balance personal rights with social duties.
Duty.
Prize truth, beauty, and love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on earth, leave room for nature.
That's beautiful.
So,
Humanity is a cancer on earth.
so some of the theories go that some believe it's a guide for rebuilding after a nuclear war, specifically World War III when it was built. Stones were built during the height of the Cold War. So we all thought we were going to die from nukes. And then some believe it's the 10 Commandments for the Antichrist.
What the crap? There's never any I don't know, whatever. There's no mid-range. So it's like it's devil. It's devil's instructions. He put them on earth so he wouldn't forget where he put them.
That's kind of crazy.
What's
What's Super Horror Show say?
He says he saw the sign. No,
I
don't know
saw
what he
the
said.
sign.
What does he say? He says, bam. I saw this one in Star Wars. Really? What episode was that? Or are you kidding?
He's joking.
Don't be funny. It's not a place to be funny. Super. It's very serious stuff we're talking about.
Jim, I think we need to have you on the show,
I do
man. You
too.
got a lot of interesting shit going on
And
there.
I'm so upset that I can't get any of it in my friggin' feed, so I can't look it up. Very upsetting. I'm unhappy right now.
You can't get it?
Because he's Facebook, and I only get the YouTube comments. I think he's not showing up in mine.
Hmm.
Just all this cool stuff, and his links are just out there for me not to touch. Very angry. Okay, so
Have to copy and paste it into your browser.
I can't do that from my computer.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, I can copy this and then
Yeah.
I'm going to just end the show because I don't know what I'm doing over here. That'd be a bad thing. Darren says, Jack, that is my name. Do you have a question? There's no question. There's no punctuation. That's very confusing.
Interesting.
This is a comment.
That says Jack.
I don't understand what's happening. I have a theory, though. Just kidding.
You have a theory.
Next one.
Do you have one you want to cover?
I don't.
No. Not you.
I know you're not telling me.
Joey.
Nobody cares what I think.
Well, we talked about all kinds of fun stuff. I mean, there's the we talked about last week a little bit the far side of the moon.
Yeah.
And we've talked about chemtrails and fluoridation of our water sources. And
There's more of that going on right now.
the
No, sir.
fluoridation.
Well, I don't know if it's fluoridation or not, but the whole Aaron Brockovich is back. Do you know that? Did you know?
No.
Didn't know that.
Talking about men's sizes depleting overall because of certain,
Because of chemicals?
yeah,
Well, that explains it.
shrinking taints and whatnot. There's a book about it. Anyway, sorry.
No, continue.
What
There it goes. I don't know. This is the problem. Is I like I have tidbits. I watched a 20-minute video while I was putting my clothes on. So it's like, oh wow, that's really interesting. What'd
Jack's
you say?
tidbits.
I don't know. Yeah, Jack's tidbits. Here's a bunch of really small bits of super important stuff that I don't have any details on, other than Aaron Brockovich has been hard at work really her entire life and has done some really cool work when it comes to the research with that stuff. You know, I'm not sure you guys are heard of any downwinder money or any of that kind of stuff that's going on.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Like, so people that live in Arizona, California, that are developing cancer, Joey, at particular times in their life are eligible for a significant amount of money because of this law. And my uncle, who has been dead for a few years, eligible. My aunt were eligible, and they grew up in Prescott. And I'm not sure exactly all the details on it, but my mother had applied for it for them because they both developed cancer in their later years, and they received a significant amount of money.
And this was tied to fluoride?
I don't know exactly what it was tied to fluoride. I do know that Aaron Brockovich has been tied to keeping track of people who grew up in certain areas, but then they move away from those areas
Mm-hmm.
and they develop their disease later in life. And we don't correlate it to, like, you guys all lived by, you know, like you went to school in Hollywood and your school was built on oil derricks, you know? So as
Right.
everybody moves away and they're all living their lives and then developing types of cancer that are all the same because they were all going here when they were kids, but it didn't manifest till later in life. People weren't connecting the dots, but Aaron Brockovich has made a whole website and a whole tracking system to try to get this information correlated so that they can see, hey, there's a problem over here. And then she goes and investigates and whatever. And then the newest one apparently has something to do with men's development.
Interesting.
As a whole.
Wow.
It's not conspiracy, it's reality stuff.
It's reality, yeah.
But I'm not sure how we got there. What'd you ask me about?
Well, I hadn't heard that. So, I mean, it was probably something different than fluoride. But
Yeah,
fluoride's more of a mind control type of a substance that
so that's more
makes
the
people submissive.
NWO stuff.
And, you know, and the Nazis used it
Well, we definitely used like acid
back
and
in the
stuff like that.
day.
We know we did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any sort of I don't know, proof, or is it truly a theory as far as the fluoride stuff?
As far as mind control thing, I mean, at higher doses, yeah. I mean, there's still the belief that it's still, you know, in the right quantities or quantity, you know, that it's still good for the teeth
Well,
and all that. But you know, when I moved here to Arizona in '84, and grew up in Utah, and we had the best water out of the tap. It was just good drinking water, you know. So I don't know if I don't think it was fluorinated. I believe it was chlorine in that, you know. But I moved here and I could not palate the water out of the tap at all. So since I moved here, I've always drank bottled water. That's been a long time of drinking bottled water. So I don't know what, you know, carcinogens that I've missed by drinking bottled water, but I still got cancer. It doesn't matter.
Yes, indeed.
Damn it.
I know.
That's crazy.
Chemicals are powerful things, aren't they, Mike?
Hmm.
Yes, they are. Downward currents with
So go back to your far side of the
so
moon.
yeah. There
Well,
you
yeah,
go.
the far side of the moon thing's fun.
But that's what he said. This is what I was talking about.
What's that? Downstream air currents with nuclear testing in Area
Okay.
51.
I think that might be what it was. The downward thing. Anyway, yeah, what'd you say? What were we talking about?
The far side of the moon. Why do we never see the other side of the moon,
Yeah,
Jack?
there's a math.
Why does it always
equation.
follow us?
Well, because it's space station or it's an evacuated spaceship, or it has just synchronized with the spinning of the Earth so that we never see the other side, which is cool. It's however many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of miles an hour we're spinning around, and it's doing it at the exact same rate so that it never changes our perspective.
Yeah,
Seems legit.
For all the other planets in our solar system, our moon is the most unique to our planet.
Because it's fake.
It very well could be. I mean, it is perfectly.
Hit it with a rock. It just makes this loud ringing sound. It's clearly not a moon.
It's perfect size, from its distance from the sun makes it basically the same size as the sun in our perspective. So
Have you
it
seen
gives complete eclipses. And then on the other side, our shadow from the earth is the same freaking size when it gets to the moon,
In theory, we don't know.
So
We've not been on the sun recently.
well, I haven't been there, but it's just such a
Now, Jim, you don't know that. You've never been there. I like you. You're a clever fella, but there's no way in hell you know that for sure.
That's good. I like that.
I did enjoy that.
Philadelphia.
Like, the pictures are there. Just look stupid because it's dark. It's not going to be dark. How do you know? I don't know. Who knows?
So okay.
Do you
So
know?
why haven't we been back?
I don't fucking know. Why did we go in the first place? It seems stupid to me in the first place. Like, let's go up there. Why?
Well, it was cool
I
at the
don't know.
time, though.
Yeah, it was a
we
big
could do
deal
it.
at the time because we were all, everyone was whipping their things out, going like, "We're better than you are." And like, no, who cares? Like, we're gonna go die up there before you can. Okay, have fun, kick rocks. We don't care. I don't know why anybody cared.
We were testing our newly found
Yeah,
reverse technology from the aliens.
right. Our toys, I get it.
Right.
Mhm.
Couldn't wait till we had it good enough to actually be useful. Like, hey, their stuff just like goes up there, like, bam. Do we have to do this like ridiculous fuel burn, like just ridiculous event opposed to there just goes? Let's wait till we got that figured out. How about that?
Well,
No, there's
I mean,
a
our-
race.
our-
There's a
our-
race to get up there and do nothing. We're gonna get up there first. Okay, well here we are.
We slingshot 5 people on a nuclear bomb.
Basically.
Right?
Yeah, with the calculator, with a computer system that was equivalent to today's calculator,
right.
basically.
Right.
A lot of smart
So-
people too.
Yeah, a lot of smart people.
It took a lot of calculus.
I mean, with our phones we carry with us, I mean, we could do so much more.
Helium-3.
Was it a thing though that we did it and that was it? It's like,
I don't
all right,
know.
we did it, so why go back?
Well, yeah.
Now we
'cause,
got to go further out.
like legit though, but why go back?
I think we were told not to come back.
Okay. So if we got there and
See, they're like
Jim or whoever, what was his name, Buzz or whatever, walked around,
Buzz Aldrin.
walked over the crest, and there's all these dudes who are like, going, "Get out of here!
Get
You're
back.
not supposed to be here." He's like, "Oh shit, my bad." It's like, you walk too far. The camera's gonna see us, you dick. Anyway, like, I don't know. It's I can work my way into either one, that it was a hoax or that it's real, or either way. And again, and so it's like, I imagine I'll know when it matters that I know. Like, it could be a space station, it could be the moon, it could be everything that we've been told that it is, and then it spins in perfect sequency. I don't have the brain capacity to understand how that works, but I also don't understand how we landed there and then got back off of it safely, because there's a lot of stuff that we managed to not know how to do, There's a lot of stuff that we can't do, but we were able to figure that out.
Right.
That seems like a pretty amazing effort. Like,
For the day, yeah.
for the day, for now, like, let's do that. You know what I mean? I mean, all the satellite stuff that's going on, I don't know how, up until the stuff that Elon Musk is doing with his things, it all seemed really sketchy. You know, all the rocket stuff seemed really sketchy because we can't predict the weather for crap. But all those things have to have an effect on a giant rocket shooting up, right? Doesn't it? Like wind and all this stuff. Like they don't know if it's raining or not in 15 to 20 minutes. Like, oh, 90% chance of rain, maybe 50% chance of rain. I don't know. Who the hell knows? But up there, we've got it nailed down to that sort of exact times. We can launch a rocket through all these different levels of atmosphere or whatever they are. It's going to go out into space. It's going to fly perfectly in a vacuum and turn right where we need it to and get pulled by the gravity. Like we have an incredible amount of knowledge for out there to get these things there, but we don't know if it's going to rain or not. Maybe 50-50, 70-30. Who the hell knows? It might rain. Take an umbrella with you. Just be safe. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what to say.
You know what I'm saying though? This is where my always go with it. I'm like, it's either there's some super incredibly smart people who don't have time to solve any of our day-to-days,
right?
Because they're busy sending rockets wherever. Because that seems harder. But there's a lot of real simple stuff that we are terrible at that I feel like those guys could probably solve or figure out or have some sort of better method than the really sort of arbitrary, crappy ways we do stuff. But they don't.
We have to start somewhere, though.
I guess, but I just, it just always amazes me that like the pinnacle of our achievement is, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me because why the hell would we go to the moon one time? It doesn't make any sense.
No, I would think we would keep going back. That's what I'm.
Because it should be easy. If we figured it out once.
Oh yeah, it should be really easy now.
Yeah, I mean, like the accuracy with which they do stuff should have gotten better. Should be like we've got a vehicle to make it there in 15 minutes. Right. By now, I would assume so. But I remember when they first started doing the SpaceX stuff, and they had a little feather thing. You guys ever see that? Where it was a single manned rocket. It wasn't even really a rocket, but it was. They launched it up, and it kind of flew up by a plane or glider or whatever, and then it had a rocket engine that went off. Like,
oh, that's JetBlue that does that, I think.
Well, it was, I guess it was JetBlue then, but it was when SpaceX and JetBlue were first starting. Yeah. And then it did this little fold in half thing, and it just feathered back into the atmosphere. It didn't come in at high speed or whatever. And it was, anyway, that was a long, long time ago. It was like 20 years ago that was going on.
Well, I think it's amazing that Leon's been able to get his booster rockets to land upright.
Dude, that thing, the first time I watched that thing,
weird.
That's not real.
I didn't believe it was real. I mean, that is the most mind-numbing thing I've ever seen. It's like, is this an animation? Like, this is a live feed of these rockets landing on freaking pads in just the most beautiful ballet of technology I've ever seen in my life. Like, that is beyond impressive. And yeah, so I'm like, it's commonplace. They're doing it all the time now.
But see, why can't we? We should have a space station or a spaceport on the moon by now.
Right.
You know,
but there was already one there. We can't build it now because they'd be like, dude, we were here. We've been here for like a long time.
This place is ours.
We were here before you guys were wiped out the last time. So just go. But I believe there's some old writings that talk about like when the moon showed up. This is another thing that I've heard. So yeah.
Oh, what's that thing?
I can't remember what that was.
Right. And what's that? Yeah.
Does somebody know what I'm talking about as far as there is a
in writing?
In writing, there is a point in our history where the moon becomes a thing that wasn't before. Like there's a point where you can go, oh, this is where historically we started talking about the existence of a moon.
It goes way back though, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not a biblical scholar. Where does the Bible speak of the moon?
That's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know that it does. I don't think it specifically does. I believe again, don't know if I made this up in my own head, but I think that there is, I believe that there is a what do you call it? Starting point or a sort of ground zero of when the moon became something that was on humanity's radar in literature and written and talked about.
Very interesting.
Yeah, somebody let us know if you know that answer. I know like go back to like Nostradamus. I know he talked about the moon. So
I don't know when he lived.
He is kind of
he's an old guy, I know that.
Was he before the Dark Ages or after?
I'm going to say he was in the Dark Ages because he had some really awful
during the Dark
Ages. Terrible predictions. It's like, oh, it's going to be a lot of
he would have been killed as a if he got caught.
Were any of his productions like, you guys are going to finally figure out how to please women? It's going to be amazing. And there's going to be this global catastrophe. It's going to wipe you all out. But in the meantime, take solace.
So you think we got on the moon, realized we shouldn't have been there, and never went back? That's your
I think that we're given a sign that we shouldn't go back.
Well, if you talk to some of the people who've been off base or been off, what is it, off planet or something like off planet missions or whatever they call it, they talk about the moon as it is a spaceport / space station, and has been for a very long time. That we as Americans have a space organization and have for a very long time that falls under Air Force. Or I don't remember which branch of military it falls under, but the idea of the Space Force as it's beginning now is just sort of a way to ease everybody into it, but has existed for a long time. This is what I've heard from other incredibly confident human beings.
I like that idea.
Well, I don't know, again, I won't know until I'm supposed to know, but like, it seems as plausible to me as all the other really big stuff that has to be kept secret by an enormous amount of people. Because, in my circle of friends in my lifetime, the secrets don't last a really long time. You know what I mean? Anything that's even remotely interesting is like, dude, I'm not supposed to say nothing. Don't say nothing to nobody else, but you are not going to believe. Like that happens all the time, just in the music community that we existed in so long.
Yeah.
How much crap did you hear other people talk about people that were their friends? It happens.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that whether it's government or secret society or New World Order and stuff, like the idea that things can exist on that level of complexity, maleficence, all that stuff, and nobody. But then again, that's where conspiracy theories come from, right? They convince them it's a conspiracy theory, and then we're safe.
Right.
As long as we have the populace
you keep it that way, and you make anybody that brings up
tell everyone
those
crazy.
kind of ideas, and you tell them they're crazy. You know?
Yeah, and it's
You're nuts. So then people don't say anything because
that's dismissive.
like, oh no, I'll say that. They'll say I'm crazy. So
well, my dad brings up a good point. Prehistoric cave markings on stars and the sun and the moon, and it's true because the Anunnaki, they had depictions of the sun and the moon too, didn't they? So it goes way back, Jack. I mean, I don't know if it was realized that it was a thing, but I mean, it's been out there for a long time. Depictions of it.
Wendy's drunk. How do we know? First off, here you go, Keith.
yeah, I'm anxious to see what comes out of Antarctica, Jim, because there are some crazy things.
Wendy, the answer to your question is because we call that the moon and we call this the Earth.
How do we know we actually
words matter?
The moon is actually the Earth. And yes, Jim, I'll message you later.
Next big info leak, Jim, we gotta hang out. I play keyboards.
We talked about it. We talked about it. We talked about Antarctica, though. We did. We had discussions on it.
Just thinking outside the box and inside the bag. Sorry.
Where was that?
And then, you can take it. Jim, I need to send you my phone number. You can send me all these freaking links. Do you have his number, Keith?
Yes.
Okay, good. He's got to send me all these links. I can't type that much. I'm very curious. Girl, you don't even know what box look like. Lindsay's just all sassy as a mofo up in this thing. Girl, what'd you got? Oh my gosh. Okay. What's Jack smoking? Nothing. That's why I'm manic like this, because I'm a cigarette smoker. No nicotine for 25 minutes starts affecting my brain. Yeah.
Bring up Vinny's comment.
Vinny.
Right there. You were just on it. Go down.
Still on. His name's not actually Vinny, though.
No, it's right there.
Be more specific. Sorry. That's okay. The Outer Space Treaty means therefore that no matter whose national flags are planted, service, no nations can. Oh, no, that's 109 nations are bound by the treaty. 109?
Holy shit.
That would have to include treaties with nations that aren't on our planet. I'm just kidding. Are there 109 nations on Earth?
That's interesting.
Yeah, no. What? As of 2019, how many nations are there on the Earth? Anybody?
A lot.
A lot.
Bueller.
Bueller. I don't have an exact number.
I know, right?
Jeez.
What in the...
Yes, I think one of the most compelling stories about the moon being at least hollow is when they crashed the lunar module thing back into the moon, and it
Went bong.
went bong for 3 hours or so. Right?
Dude, why is it ringing? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going back on the ship. I said my line. Let me back on. Time to go. 112 man. Right? Isn't that one of the deals that like it was just way too perfect of a thing to say? Like, who's that smart? The guy never says crap that means anything. He couldn't come up with that. Fly like jerk face. Somebody wrote that. I'm not that clever. He can't be. The Death Star.
Right? It is a Death Star.
It's a dead star. Whatever.
Oh, man. So do we want to continue? Do we want to do a
next.
part 2 on this?
Next.
Probably a part.
Give me another one.
We're at an hour and a half right now.
Give me another beer too. More. Just kidding.
I ain't gotta finish this one.
There is another one in there.
You guys didn't finish yours
You
yet?
guys can all share it. No,
No.
we're too busy shooting the shit.
I've been shooting shit like a mother.
We could tease the heart program.
Oh, the can tastes terrible. The what?
Did you eat the can? What do you do?
No, I'm just trying to get. Ooh, wow. The aftertaste is wow. All the bad stuff stayed in the can.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to swirl it around and pour it in there.
Yeah, guess who didn't know that? Mother effer, that's disgusting. Oh,
That's all the yeast.
yeah.
No, Eddie, we'll save chemtrails for the next. Or do you want to touch on chemtrails now, and then we'll save heart for next time?
I just touched on chemtrails. They're all inside that can. Ugh. That is horrific.
No,
I missed the beer
let's
expert.
save
She
it.
could have told me that. Why-
Let's save it.
those are not chemtrails.
Save what?
Sky- what did she
Save
say?
chemtrails?
Look in
Or
the
say
skies
heart.
early tomorrow morning.
Mobile.
Those are jet streams, right? Or
Are they?
Are they?
Really?
Oh, you didn't see the balloons that were releasing them earlier, did you? Because they're invisible. But the chemtrails, they're totally visible. We don't have a way to make that close. Again, there's those bits. Nobody else thinks that's weird. Like, you'll never see the vehicles. They're stealth, but they can't figure out how to cover up the chemtrails themselves. So, I'm sorry. What's that poison? Don't worry about it. They're never going to notice it. They're never going to notice it. Just tell them it's from weather balloons. They buy that crap all the time.
Well, I remember talking to you on the phone one morning, and they asked you to go outside and look up in the sky.
I have a picture of that somewhere too, because I was in, I think, Goodyear when you called me to tell me to look at that.
Yeah, look at
And
this.
yeah, it was crazy.
Man.
Yep.
Looked like a checkerboard.
Yeah, some days, you look up and I mean, all right, so planes cause it. So there's days that the
Mhm.
planes fly over and you don't see shit.
Mhm.
It was like the other day, I was sitting out in the backyard. I was telling Lindsay, we looked up and just every plane that went by was leaving freaking streaks behind it,
When they
It's
have,
like,
it's just the
why?
right temperature. When the
Right.
suspension's just right, the exhaust creates the clouds. There's nothing weird. There's nothing to see here. Relax, it's all good.
huh?
Just
There's 195 nations on Earth. 193 are part of the United Nations. 2 are not. Interesting.
So what about the other 23 that he talked about? What's that all about?
Was he saying 23 was part of
Oh,
that?
and he said there
193
was-
He
though?
always says there's 23 have signed.
Yes, there's some that
I've
weren't
signed the agreement. I
recognized.
don't know what recognized. Right.
23 in addition or 20. I don't know. Who cares?
That was part of that group.
I got it.
So there's,
Something like
Makes
that.
sense. Something
so
like
there's
that.
a lot of self-proclaimed nations
We can control the weather too, right?
that haven't been
Well,
recognized.
No, I'm doing it.
don't know.
No,
Don't. We're saving that for next
Sabone.
week. We're gonna save that for next week.
Jerks.
So next week we're gonna talk about. Give him the controls. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
you gave me the buttons. Dummies. All right.
I got to figure out how to get them out here too. Yep. So next week
Mhm.
you're going to be joining us via
Yeah,
feed.
Skype.
from my undisclosed location.
Yes.
Gonna be at somebody else's house.
Hopefully it looks better than my undisclosed location did. We'll see.
Hmm.
So we're going to talk about the HARP program. So that's why I told you to hold off on that, Jack. We're controlling the weather. We'll get into chemtrails. I want to touch on gun control a little bit and some of those conspiracy theories. Of course, Area 51.
Yes.
And then you had a couple you were going to add to that list. You remember what those were? Look, he's got them written down. Can you make some more noise with that?
Let's see. Oh, there was a couple different ones I thought were pretty interesting.
Yes.
Want to talk about Hitler? I mean, because there's conspiracy theory or theories that he didn't commit suicide. Him and Eva Braun didn't, and that they lived out their days in Argentina.
I heard they started the theater troupe.
And then this one I thought was really, really interesting because you've seen some really strange things that they pass for art.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to art shows and all that. Well, I read something where that might be a form of money laundering.
That's what tattoo shops are.
Money laundering?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all fronts for drug organizations. Wendy wants us to never do this again.
Right? Yeah. That's one way to get your YouTube channel canceled.
Hey, you guys enjoying what you're doing? How about never again? Good idea.
You're done.
Isn't that bizarre? That's bizarre. All this crap we're talking about. And that would absolutely end this.
Yeah.
Funny.
You know what really ended? And we could touch on this.
Stop it.
Let's just talk about the New World Order sometime.
I don't know anything about them.
But I don't know. I don't know that they would end it because
They don't give a crap. I'm like, those dorks.
Lots of people talk about it.
It's so easy to call us crazy, too.
These guys from Podunk, Santan Valley, Arizona.
They're talking crap about Beyonce.
Nobody watches our show.
Shut them down. That's funny.
Oh, I like that Philadelphia experiment.
That's another good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one to talk about.
That's not real.
You just keep adding to our list.
It's not a theory, though, is it? Is it a theory? Philadelphia
There are
experiment?
conspiracy theories.
It happened, though, did it not? Maybe it's something that they want to different.
I mean, we could spend a whole show talking about Tesla and his
Dr.
inventions
Yeah.
and stuff, you know.
Philadelphia.
You mentioned 9/11 too, which kind of scares me to talk about.
That's a whole show on
yeah,
its own.
that is a whole show.
Yeah, but that's because we got to get the material together if we're going to do that one.
Yes,
Like, because there's way too much physical,
There.
real, attainable material.
Yeah.
That is just so upsetting. That's the part I don't like about it.
that's what bothers me about
It's
it.
upsetting.
Yeah.
Regardless of which side you're on, it's very upsetting. So
Mhm.
that'll have to be a blackout episode where we're just just like
You know
rich
what?
shit and drunk that we can have a decent
I
conversation.
might
about
see if we can get a
the truth
guest,
about
a
Hitler.
person on that was a well, I mean, he was there and did it, you know. My buddy.
What? Wait, what?
From 9/11, just someone that had, yeah.
The what? That was there.
He was just there. He was a neighbor of mine that he was in the second tower when the plane hit.
Oh,
and yeah. So, yeah,
He's a good guy.
he's a great guy.
Yeah, see if he'll come on. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll send him the link. That'd be fun. Not fun, but
Yeah, I mean, it took him a long time.
Joey. I've never heard us talk about this before. What the?
Well, it took him 10 years before he opened up about it. After he moved to Arizona because he just couldn't live in New York anymore because of
I could
too much pain,
just a little bit,
you know,
yeah.
from all of that. And I probably knew him for 2 or 3 years before he finally opened up about it.
one of my best friends growing up, he died in one of the towers.
Wow.
And his family, for all the holidays, they can't stay there. They usually go to Las Vegas or come out west somewhere. They can't stay in New York either. So it's
Stop it, Jim.
Jim. We're gonna have Jim on the show. Seriously.
Yeah,
Jim, you're coming on the show.
We're all going to get put on the same watch list that he's on.
That's what we need is another musician on the show.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Do I know Jim? I have to know Jim.
He's
Right?
from outside the line. Apparently not.
East Mesa. What part of town? What's he play?
He plays guitar.
Is that his name, Jim Porter?
Yeah.
Should I go by a different name?
The band is outside the line.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one.
Super talented group.
I don't know. They've never hired me. Like, we need a hack for a bass player. Anyway.
We need to do a show where we play some songs.
Yeah, we do.
Really
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
You know,
Jack's like, I don't want to do that.
I played this last weekend.
Did you?
It was a painful reminder how long it's been since I played regularly. I've never had so many filthy looks from fellow musicians in my life. Nice work, dude. I thought you said you heard this one. I did. I didn't say I knew it.
I've heard it.
Well, you know, you hack your way through certain things.
Never
and
played it.
One night we've got a keyboard player, the next night we don't. I'm like, I didn't realize it was going to be this exposed one of these nights. I would have never agreed to it. I can't do this without backing tracks, people.
I don't know. It never stopped us from playing something we didn't know.
Well, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to, you know, my level of guys that are like, want to try it? Yeah, let's try it. I've heard it before. Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a try.
I don't think we should. He's going to give us $200. Let's friggin' do it.
He gave us 400.
He gave us that particular one. He gave us $400.
That's awesome.
But it does happen more than once that I've had people give us ridiculous amounts of money for songs that I've already claimed we don't even know.
Right.
And if we do it, it's going to be an
Train
absolute
wreck.
abortion. But if you want to pay good money for horrible music, by all means, I mean, they're already paying us, but let's double down on this whole process here. Like, how can I make this worse for everybody? Do something really popular that everybody likes. We don't know how to do it. And it's going to be bad. Yeah, definitely do that. Totally do that. Yeah, it's awesome.
No props to you though, dude. That song we did, you actually turned out really
Yeah,
well.
no, we kept
you did a
doing
really
it.
good job. You
I
did it
know.
like
We-
twice that night, 3 times that night or something.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, found it, brother.
Sure. Found it, brother. Now you're talking.
That's awesome.
That's what we're doing as soon as this is over.
Right.
Videos.
All right. I need to go to a place that's
Stonehenge?
there's a little sense of urgency. So
Let me guess. Run away.
Don't
All right.
guess.
Cut it. Do it. Do your thing.
Please don't guess.
We love everybody.
All right. We'll see
Merry
everybody
Christmas.
next week for
Yeah.
part 2
Part 2.
of our conspiracy theories. And you're out of beer.
oh dear. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there's a
Till next time, it's been Truth About Beer and Conspiracy Theories.
as far as we know.
As far as we know. We'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
Welcome to the Truth About Beer.